What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes. And today's video is about 3 things that I didn't know about when I had a financial advisor. Now, just right off the bat, I'm obviously not a financial advisor myself. What I say is never financial advice. It's just my opinion. And also I want to say that not every financial advisor is good or bad, right? Same with every industry. There's always a mix of both. You have to do your own research and find what's comfortable for you and make your decision accordingly. So I just wanted to say that right out the gate. But in terms of me and my experience and what we had, there's 3 things that I didn't know. Okay. And right away, there's something called fiduciary. And financial advisors can either be fiduciaries, they can be dual, or actually they could be none. And in Canada, it kind of exists, but not really. It's definitely in the United States. And then you just check, in your jurisdiction, does this apply to you or not? Okay. But what does this mean? And so fiduciaries actually mean, and this is an article from 2021 that, so what exactly is a fiduciary right here, right? So it's a person or organization that acts on behalf of another person or persons, putting their client's interests ahead of their own, with a duty to preserve good faith and trust. Being a fiduciary thus requires being bound both legally and ethically to act in the other's best interest. All right, so that's a lot of words. Okay, but what does that mean? So basically, your financial advisor, if he or she is a fiduciary, is morally and legally responsible for your performance, your portfolio's performance. All right. And so that's not the case for many. So what they will do is they will offer you certain options, investing options that are in their best interest because they can collect the most fees. Or it's just more lackadaisical. Let's just put them in this bucket. It's fine. It's not going to either go up or down too much. It's safe. It's what they want. And I'll still collect my fees. There won't be much volatility in what I pick. And we don't have to actively monitor it. So a lot of times, when they are not acting in this fiduciary role, you don't know that. I didn't know that, right? I didn't know there was such a thing. And then you can get people on a fixed fee versus taking a commission from your portfolio, depending on how much you have. And so this is why some of them will say, I only take clients that make 100,000 or more, or put 100,000 or more in their portfolio, because they can generate more fees. Okay, so there's so many things I did not know in this regard. Like even a dual fiduciary, applies definitely from what I know in the United States, is that they can be both a broker and be fiduciary. And that's dangerous too, because you don't know when that hat is being turned around. Are they acting in your best interest today, or tomorrow are they acting in their own best interest? So you don't know. So if there is something that is considered fiduciary in your area, your jurisdiction, that's your best bet if you are going to use an investment advisor. All right. So that was something I was not aware of. All right. So next thing, this kind of falls in line with this, is fees. There's different things here, and there's different ways to look at the fees, right? So obviously there's a fee that goes to your advisor. Guaranteed that's going to happen, right? But what I didn't realize also at the time when we were investing in the market is the fact that what they do is when they will put your funds into an ETF or a mutual fund or whatever it is, there is someone who's actively managing that fund, and it's not your advisor. And so that person needs their fees, your advisor needs their fees, and where's your performance? How much are you actually benefiting from that? Okay, so there was that positioning that I didn't know, and then also obviously the transactions. So when they're buying and selling, there are fees associated with that, but most of all is taxes. So we had a very conservative portfolio, and most of the time that portfolio, and this was from 2016 to 2020. I mean, the portfolio was either breaking even, maybe a little bit up, but mostly it was down. Down or break even. But we're getting hit with such taxes. Why? Nothing was ever explained on that end, nor did we care to have the interest at that end. Okay, so like they're making moves. It may not reflect in your portfolio performance, but you're still going to get taxed because there's capital gains associated with it and all kinds of stuff. And this is obviously if you're not in some kind of registered account or anything. This is just if it's yours, okay? This is really, this is not about going in depth, but there is a point to all of this that I want to get to. I just want to kind of lay the foundation here, okay? And then the third thing here is that results. I mean, how do you measure results? How do you know that your advisor is doing things for you that are actually resulting in gains? How do you know that? Do you know what the benchmarks are in whatever you're investing, whether it's real estate, whether it's the stock market, whether it's crypto? Like if it's a stock market, the S&P 500, the Dow, the Nasdaq. If you're looking at crypto, how is your portfolio compared to Bitcoin or ETH, which are the blue chips? Like, so some of these things I had no idea about when I was investing. Right. So even if your portfolio says it's up 10%, but you know, the benchmarks are up 20%, you're not doing that well. So something to keep in mind. And then here, I'm going to tie inflation and fees kind of together here. So look, if inflation is 9% or 8% or 7% and your portfolio did 10%, you didn't make 10%. It's just the difference, right? So that if it's 8%, then you did 2% in gains for the year. So it's not always just about that, you know, the absolute number of 10% or whatever the gain is. And then on top of that, did you minus the fees? Like, or is your performance reflective of the fees? Is that part of it? Or is that separated? So then you kind of have to factor that in. And something that I noticed was that there's always a reason for their portfolio not to do extremely well. There was always a reason, right? But there was never any situation where the fees were different or reduced. Didn't work like that. And look, a lot of people are going to say, well, the markets can do this, markets can do that. And what happened in March 2020, no one saw it coming. That was a black swan event. Fair game. Okay. But from March 2020 to November 2021 was the best year, almost 2-year time period for the market in forever. And so if your portfolio does not reflect how well that time period was, then what happened there? All right, things were just going crazy because of the money printing and the money that was being pushed into the system and onto people, and they were home. So many things were going on. Perfect storm to make the markets tremendously profitable. So if your portfolio doesn't reflect that, there needs to be something there. So people always say that, hey, look, you can never see everything, right? These are just kind of, you're just kind of not hoping, but you're preparing for whatever outcomes you can, but sometimes you just don't know. But look, I'll tell you this. If you go to your doctor, if you go to a mechanic, if you go anywhere for any service and something bad happens or doesn't perform up to your levels, you don't make excuses for them. You say, this is what you studied. This is your experience. You should understand this or have seen it coming or an idea of it coming. Now, granted, that's not the case across the board for every situation, but overall, you expect someone who this is their field of expertise, that they have planned for these situations or situations similar to whatever the case may be that's resulting in a portfolio that's not doing so well. But that doesn't happen here. There's always a reason. And look, to be harsh about it, you know, I'm speaking to any financial advisor out there, that's your job to navigate those landmines. Figure it out. Don't want to hear why. I want you to hear why we got around those obstacles and did well. Okay, now, having said all of that, of course, there is, you know, they like to put these buckets of your portfolio. Are you conservative? Are you moderate? Are you high risk? All those things. So that's definitely something to consider and understand there's nuances to all those. But at the end of the day, whatever you pick, it's their job, it should be their job to see what works best for what you're picking. Okay, and that's the bottom line. So where am I going with this? Because like this channel, I always talk about crypto, and that's where my forte is. And you know, I do invest in stocks as well, and that's kind of where everything started for me. And it's funny because I'm talking about crypto, but here is a tweet from Grant Cardone. But this is really going to drive home my point, all right, about taking control. And I love Uncle G here, but he says, wake up. No one is going to save you. No one is going to take care of your family or your retirement. No one is going to make things work out for you. Okay, the only way to do so is to utilize every moment of every day at 10x levels. And he goes on to say, do something today that truly challenges you to grow and be a better version of the person you were yesterday. So look, no one is going to save you. No advisor, no friend, no family. You know, unless it's immediate family who's in the same situation as you and it's your money. Nobody's going to care about your money. And even for the financial advisors out there, anyone in the financial institutions, this is how they put food on their table. This is how they make their money. This is their job. So just how you may be bored or frustrated or can do your job on autopilot, they do the same thing. That's what it is for them. It's your money. You're emotionally tied to it. And that's where I'll actually say that there's advantages to having advisors. One being is that, you know, they know things about taxes that you don't. And they can kind of navigate the emotional landmines that you might go through. But having said all of that, unless you are highly sophisticated, you need a trust. You know, you need to do all these different, holding companies, all that kind of stuff. If it's just your account, 100,000% you should be taking control. Okay. For me, now I'm both in the stock market and crypto, but 99.9% of my focus is in the crypto market. That is where you can really take control of your finances and have financial freedom, economic liberty, all these things that are going to give you options going down the road. I'm not going to wait 20, 30, 40 years to perhaps have something that I can live off of and enjoy life with. My quality of life may not be great. So no one's going to come save me. No one's going to care about my family or my retirement. And no one's going to make things work out for me. So I need to dictate what's going to happen. I'm going to take full responsibility for any missteps or mishaps I have. That's on me. And I'm going to take credit for anything that does work out. But that's the beauty of it. That's what I love. So putting this all together, while I am speaking about financial advisors, the main point here is I want everyone to take control of their finances, even if it's just a portion of your finances. It's important. And all this kind of stems from a conversation I had this morning from an individual who was talking like I did and is now shifting in terms of he's too busy. He was too busy to look into stocks or investing. And I was the same way, right? And if we are too busy earning an income, we're never going to be wealthy. The wealthy are not busy trying to earn money. They're not trying to exchange their time for money. They're trying to make their money work for them. Not trying, that's what they do. That's why they are super wealthy. Okay, that's why they are super comfortable, if that's what you're looking for, and not to be extremely wealthy. But we have to make decisions where the money starts to work for us. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is if we understand what we're investing in and taking control of it. So whether you're in real estate, whether you're in the stock market, whether you're in crypto, which is where I live now, almost 100%, you have the ability to take control, and I believe you have the responsibility to take control for you and for your family. That's it. It's as simple as that. So like I said, as much as all of this was about financial advisors, things I didn't know, the experiences I had, that experience also helped me when I got into the crypto space, because I saw how much control I did have. Okay, there are no hidden fees. Everything's on a blockchain. I can see it if I want to see it. I know what's risky. I know what's not, or less risky. You know, there's all these different things, but it's in my hands. I get to decide. I don't have to go through anybody to give me permission. I can travel and do anything, and still invest the same way. And it's an exciting new space that's only going to grow. The stock market, the real estate market, they're matured. They've been around for a while. Crypto is brand new. Okay, it's not a baby, but it's now in the toddler, phase. So how much growth there is the sky's the limit, and I want to be a part of that, both to do good, but also to make wealth and have options. So look, that's all I wanted to say to you guys. I hope it made it clear that all I want you to do, this is not about bashing financial advisors, because it could be somebody else, somebody in your family that's managing it for you, your money or your family's money, a friend, a relative. It's anyone who is managing your money, and it's not you. Okay? Take control of your finances. Do your own research. Whether you like it or not, it's your future, it's your money. You owe it to everyone in your family as well as yourself to take control. All right, so look, Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video, and leave some comments below. I would love to hear, are you taking control of your money? Do you have a financial advisor? And just what the experience has been like for you. Please leave the comments below. And remember, guys, tomorrow never comes. Take action. Invest in yourself today. Have a good one, guys. See you in the next video.